Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here on this crazy college basketball Saturday night. I want to thank everybody for being with me here this evening. I've got 8 games on the slate I've got to talk about tonight. Some were upsets, some were close calls. Some of these had poll implications. Some of these had NCAA tournament implications written all over them today. We got a lot of games to talk about. I'm just going to jump right into it. So let's get going. How do you start the show? You start the show with a huge upset. Indiana upset number 6 Michigan State 63-62 today. What a game that was. I saw that game from start to finish. Indiana went crazy in the final minutes. Michigan State led this ball game for 38 minutes. What in the world happened? I'll get to that here in a second. But I have never seen anything like this in my life. I mean, Michigan State, and here's what happened. They were minus Joshua Langford. He's out for the season. Nick Ward is out with a hand injury. He's day-to-day. And like I said, Michigan State led the game for 38 minutes. It is hard to believe that Michigan State gave it away. When you listen to these numbers for Michigan State. 26 of 48, 54.2% from the field. They went 6 of 15 from beyond the arc. That's 40%. They only had 5 free throws in the game. That's what hurt them. Yes, they did shoot 80%, but they only had 5 free throw chances. They nailed 4. Indiana out-rebounded Michigan State today 31-30. Michigan State out-assisted Indiana 16-14. Michigan State had 14 turnovers in the ball game. That's what killed them. Indiana had 10 steals today, which is incredible. And then Michigan State committed 11 team fouls in this game. So, who are the heroes for Indiana? Justin Smith, 24 points, 4 rebounds. Devontae Green, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Juwan Morgan, he may have only had 7 points, but he had 11 assists. He had 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals in the game. This was a huge win for Indiana. Grant you, they're back to 1 game above 500. But it could be enough where Indiana could get a single bye, and they won't have to play in the very first round of the NCAA tournament. Now, don't think Indiana, they had something to shoot for today. They had something to play for. Yes, they're only playing 500 ball right now. However, this three upset victories, Michigan State twice, and then Wisconsin the night before. Is Indiana basketball slowly coming back finally since the days of Bob Knight? I think so. Now, Indiana, it is a miracle. I don't know how in the heck they won today. Indiana, 23 of 61 from the field, 37.7%. Went 9 of 24 for 37.5% from beyond the arc. Now, Indiana went 8 of 13 from at the free throw line for 61.5%. And they still won the game. Romeo Langford and Juwan Morgan, they were pretty much quiet. They only shot 6 of 24 from the field for the game. Juwan Morgan only had like 7 points. Romeo Langford couldn't do anything. And you know the sad part about this is for Michigan State, this was a chance for them to re-solidify themselves as a favorite to win the Big Ten title and get a number 1 seed for the Big Ten tournament. That may be gone. That may be gone now because let's think about it. Purdue just humiliated Ohio State. Grant you Ohio State's without Caleb Wesson. This victory for Michigan State, this loss for Michigan State today really hurt their momentum. Purdue, they cashed in big time. And the bottom line is, if Michigan State wants to win the Big Ten regular season crown, they're going to have to win the next 2. And hopefully, and just hope and pray that Purdue falls apart. But don't forget about Michigan. I have not forgot about them at all either. I have not forgot about the Wolverines. They got Maryland on this Sunday afternoon. What will happen there? We don't know. But I'm going to tell you right now, the game that we saw today, the game that I saw today between Indiana and Michigan State was just absolutely unbelievable. Michigan State led for 38 minutes, and they gave it away. That's all you can say, my friends. That's all you can say. And let me tell you right now, Purdue may have the Big Ten championship all wrapped up. And that's all I can say about the Big Ten. All right, we've gone from the Big Ten. Let's move on to the SEC. The only matchup today between two ranked teams, number 4 Kentucky, number 7 Tennessee. Tennessee got their revenge, ladies and gentlemen. Back a few weeks ago, when Tennessee had to play Kentucky in Lexington, Kentucky took care of Tennessee 86-69. Today, Tennessee took care of Kentucky today 71-52. A huge win for the Tennessee Volunteers today. Grant Williams, 24.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Jordan Bone, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals in the game. That was huge for them as well. And let's see, Tennessee, when you listen to these numbers for Tennessee, they went 27-62 from the field. That's 43.5%. Very impressive. They went 8-22 from beyond the arc, which is 3-point land for 36.4%. Now, grant you, Tennessee only had 14 free throw shots, and they nailed 9 of them for 64.3%. They went 9-14 today. Kentucky out-rebounded Tennessee today, 39-36. Tennessee had more assists than Kentucky, 15-11. Tennessee went on a robbery spree against Kentucky, having 8 steals to Kentucky's 3. Both teams had 5 block shots. That was impressive. Tennessee only had 5 turnovers in the ball game to Kentucky's 17. 17 turnovers, folks. You turn the ball over 15, 20 times, you're going to lose. And that's all there is to it. And the only highlight for Kentucky today was P.J. Washington. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. That was it. And another thing that really hurt Kentucky today was they had to play without Reed Travis because of a sprained knee. And Kentucky coach John Calipari said nothing went right today without Reed. We couldn't get anything going. Tennessee coach Rick Barnes was very happy with his team. And I'll tell you right now, this is the 25th straight home victory for the Tennessee Volunteers. They didn't allow a basket for 9.5 minutes in the first half. That was a very impressive defensive performance today against a very good Kentucky team. So what does this mean now in the SEC race? LSU was a winner today. Keep that in mind. LSU beat Alabama today 74-69. Here's what it all boils down to. And it's very simple. It's going to come down to Tennessee and LSU for the SEC crown. One of those two teams will wear the crown for the regular season. And keep in mind, there may be a double bye in the SEC tournament going to the winner. I mean, now all 3 teams are going to clinch a double bye. There's no doubt in my mind. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to come down to who wants it the most and who's going to be the top dog in the SEC. And that's all there is to it, my friends. That's all there is to it. Now, let's move on to the next game. Surprisingly, I'm going to talk about the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, Penn State's below 500, but they gave number 19 Wisconsin a run for their money today. Yes, Wisconsin came out on top 61-57 in a game they had to have if they want to have a shot at clinching the double bye. Now, for Wisconsin, Ethan Happ, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. Breven Pritzel, 17 points, 2 rebounds. But Penn State had a real quality start today. Lamar Stevens, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. I hate a double-double in a losing effort. Josh Reeves, he almost had a double-double himself today. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal. Ethan Happ and Breven Pritzel were the 2 heroes for Wisconsin today. There's no doubt in my mind. But if you listen to these numbers for this game and for these 2 teams, you'll figure out how this game was won. Wisconsin, 22 of 55 from the field. That's 40% flat. Penn State, 19 of 54 from the field. That's 35.2%. Wisconsin, they went 5 of 13 from beyond the arc. That's 38.5%. Penn State, 5 of 16 from beyond the arc for 31.3% today. Now, Wisconsin went 12 of 18 at the free throw line for 66.7%. Penn State shot a little bit better at the free throw line, 14 of 19 for 73.7%. Penn State actually out-rebounded Wisconsin today 41-32. Wisconsin out-assisted Penn State 12-6. Wisconsin had 6 steals in the ball game to Penn State's 2. Block shots, 7 blocks for Penn State to Wisconsin's 4. But Penn State had 11 turnovers, which proved to be costly. And Wisconsin only had 5. And there was also a questionable call at the end of the game that kind of unfortunately hurt Penn State in the end. Penn State coach Pat Chambers said after the game, "It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We will not play the victim here." Penn State had a 3-game winning streak going, but it unfortunately came to an end at the hands of Wisconsin on a controversial call. It should have been a jump ball situation. It should have went out of bounds. Should have been given to Penn State, but Wisconsin got it instead. Wisconsin coach Greg Garrard said after the game, "We didn't win the 50-50 battle in the first half. We had no energy at all. Penn State dominated 90% of that ball game." They did, and that's all there was to it. Penn State should have won, and this is the Wisconsin coach we're talking about here. It just doesn't seem to amaze me. Penn State plays tough when you know they're down and out. Some of these teams that are down and out, like Penn State, Indiana, all of a sudden, they're now coming around and playing the role of spoiler. They can spoil it, and I'll tell you right now, Penn State, had they beat Wisconsin, they would have spoiled the party and ruined Wisconsin's chances of getting of a possible 4 spot and getting the double bye. And let's think about this for a minute. Indiana may have just put the screws to Michigan State and then win the Big Ten championship. Could you imagine if Purdue wins it? If Purdue winning this game today, and if Purdue wins the Big Ten championship, you might want to think about Indiana, Michigan State on this Saturday. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to say right now, the battle for the 4 spot may be decided this week. And the Big Ten championship is going to come down to the final weekend like it always does. Because let's think about it. Michigan plays Maryland tomorrow. Purdue just gave themselves full license and authority to whip the daylights out of Ohio State. I'm not even going to go there. And then Indiana comes out of nowhere and upsets Michigan State in the final minute. So now you got to I said the other day, I made the prediction. I don't remember what my prediction was. I think I'd originally said Purdue was going to win I think I said Purdue was going to win the Big Ten championship. And I think my prediction may be right. And if you think about what happened on this day. All right. We've gone from the Big Ten to the SEC, back to the Big Ten. Let's do something a little different this time. Let's go to the American Athletic Conference. We had a battle today in Houston. The Houston Cougars' 33-game winning streak came to an end today at the hands of UCF, 69-64. And what a game that was, right from start to finish. Colin Smith for UCF. Colin Smith, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Taco Fall, 13 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for him today. B.J. Taylor, 11 points, 3 assists. Aubrey Dawkins, 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Those guys actually really got the job done today in a big, big way. Now for Houston. Corey Davis Jr., 19 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Galen Robinson Jr., 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Dejan Sharo, 15 points, 2 rebounds. Now, how in the world did UCF win this game? Let me see. Oh, yes. They won 23 of 49 from the field for 46.9%. Very impressive. Houston, 23 of 55 from the field. They only shot 41.8%. Now, from beyond the arc, UCF was a little bit weak. 5 of 16 for 31.3%. Houston, on the other hand, they shot better from beyond the arc. 6 of 18 for 33.3%. At the free throw line, this is where this game was decided. UCF went 15 of 24 at the free throw line for 75%. Houston, 12 of 24, they only shot 50% at the free throw line today. UCF actually out-rebounded Houston today, 35-33. They also had more assists from them today, 14-7. Now, Houston had 6 steals to UCF's 5. Only 1 block shot all game. And there were only 9, and UCF only had 9 turnovers to Houston's 8. Now, where was this game decided? This game was decided at the free throw line. And let's think about what UCF did today. They outscored Houston 41-31 in the second half. UCF had more second chance points today, 15-3. They took that. And on top of that, UCF had 30 points in the paint. That is huge. UCF coach Johnny Dawkins said after that game, I was never so proud of my team, the way we stepped up. I mean, everybody contributed in a big way. We shocked Houston on their court, and to be able to do that in a tough environment like this, and the way we played, I was so proud of my team. Houston Cougars coach Kelvin Sampson said after the game, that is not how we played all season long. We got dominated today. We couldn't do anything at the free throw line. They were hitting free throws. They were just hitting shots at will. And I mean, I was just disappointed with the way our team played. Now, the American Athletic Conference, it's going to get very interesting there because the Cincinnati Bearcats are just sitting right on Houston's heels. And UCF is actually trying to get into the NCAA tournament right now. Houston's going to get maybe a 2 or 3 seed. UCF, this win today for UCF is huge. This was a huge win today. If they want to have a chance to get a bye in the American Athletic Conference tournament, that's all it boils down to. This was a huge win today for UCF because according to a lot of the bracketology people, according to a lot of the sources, Joe Lunardi of ESPN had UCF as one of the, I think he had them as one of the last 4 in, along with Howie Schwab of Fox Sports. So this win today for UCF was huge, and that's all there was to it today. So congratulations to UCF. You upset Houston, and I will point to this game. If UCF gets in, this is one of the reasons why. And if UCF gets left out, I'm going to have a major problem with the committee on that. Bottom line. Okay. Let's go back to the Big Ten. Rutgers upsets number 22 Iowa today, 86-72. Keep in mind, Iowa is well with no Fran McCaffrey. Now remember, Iowa coach Fran McCaffrey was suspended for 2 games for his foul mouth tirade in the loss to Ohio State on Tuesday night. So Iowa was already down their head coach, and it was bad for Iowa today. What can you say? Rutgers went crazy. Here's the point. Here's the case in point. Rutgers, 30 of 59 for the field. That's 50.8%. Rutgers went 11 of 23 from beyond the arc. 47.8%. Rutgers, 15 of 26 at the free throw line. Okay. 15 to 26, that's 87.7%. And they both Rutgers and Iowa had 39 rebounds. Rutgers had 21 assists to Iowa's 12. Rutgers went on a steal barrage in Iowa City with 8 steals to Iowa's 3. Now, Iowa did take the block shots over Rutgers 2-1. Now, Iowa had 13 turnovers. That's what really killed them right there. But Rutgers, the individual performances today, they were big. Ron Harper Jr., 27 points, 5 rebounds. Montez Mathis, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Isa Thien, 13 points today. Caleb McConnell, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Now, for Iowa, they had some stars today, too, if you can call them that. Tyler Cook, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Jordan Bohannon, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Luka Garza, 10 points, 2 rebounds. A little bit weak for him. Nicholas Baez, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Well, as a result of this loss, Iowa is not going to get the 4 spot. It's going to come down to Wisconsin and Maryland to see who gets that 4 spot in the Big Ten tournament coming up here in about a week and a half. It is unbelievable what we saw today. Iowa looked horrible, and Rutgers ruined Iowa's senior day, and it was just absolutely incredible. Rutgers coach Steve Picknell said after the game it's hard to win on the road. And Rutgers hit 7 threes in the first half. But what about Iowa? Iowa interim coach Andrew Francis said after the game, we didn't have our leader. We didn't have our leader. We didn't have McCaffrey. He should have been there. We could have won. We could have beaten Rutgers easily. Now, this is Iowa's 3rd loss in the last 4 games. That is not very good. And right now, Iowa looked horrible. It was a nightmare today for the Hawkeyes. So now that means Iowa is not going to get the 4th spot in the Big Ten tournament. It's going to come down to Wisconsin. It's going to come down to Wisconsin and Maryland to see who gets that 4th spot in the Big Ten tournament. Iowa is now officially eliminated from that category. And I'm going to tell you now, it was a disappointing day in Iowa City. Senior day got ruined by Rutgers. But hats off to the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. They got the job done. And that's all that matters. Well, now, folks, I've been going all over the place. We're going right back to the ACC. Number 5, North Carolina escaped against Clemson, 81-79. How in the world did North Carolina win this game? It was very simple. Sheldon Mitchell mishandled the ball in the final drive in the final seconds of that game. You're thinking it's that simple. But I got some numbers here that might interest you. And Clemson, this is a heartbreaker. And you'll find out why here in a second. Clemson shot, in the 81-79 loss for Clemson shot 27 of 57 from the field. That's 47.4%. They went 8 of 22 from beyond the arc for 36.4%. Clemson outshined North Carolina at the free throw line today, 17 to 22 for 77.3%. Now for North Carolina, 26 to 63 from the field. That's only 41.3%. Now North Carolina went on a 3-ball barrage, 13 to 33 for 39.4%. North Carolina was a little weak at the free throw line, 16 to 24 for 66.7%. North Carolina did out-rebound Clemson today, 39-36. They out-assisted Clemson today, 19-15. On block shots, Clemson took that 4-3. Steals, Clemson had 10 steals in the game. And despite the fact that North Carolina had 14 turnovers, North Carolina still won. And also, here are the individual efforts today for both teams. For North Carolina, Kobe White, 28.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Cameron Johnson, 19 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Luke May, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. He had a double-double today. But for Clemson, this is painful. Marquise Reed, 24 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals. I hate a performance like this in a losing effort. Clyde Trapp, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 2 steals. A great effort wasted. Elijah Thomas, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 2 steals. A double-double and an excellent effort wasted. Shelton Mitchell, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. An excellent effort by him, wasted. Now, there was a scare in the game earlier today. Roy Williams fell to one knee in front of the North Carolina bench. He had a vertigo episode. As you know, he's been having problems with vertigo, and Roy Williams is 68 years old. Assistant coach Steve Robinson had to take over the team with less than a minute to go in the first half. And he said, I was worried about that. I was afraid they were going to fall apart. But they fought back, they fought, and they stayed with it all the way. And barely, North Carolina got the job done. But what about Clemson? Clemson coach Brad Brownell said after the game, he watched the video of the final drive. He said it was tough. It was just tough to watch. That's all there was to it. Sheldon Mitchell lost the ball in the final drive. And you know, Clemson's had a lot of close calls all season. They've lost a lot of close games. And a lot of people are saying Clemson might still get lucky to get into the tournament. No. They only have 1 win to their 9 losses in quad 1. That's all there is to it. This is the 4th time that Clemson has lost in the final play in ACC play this season. They've lost 5 ACC games by 8 points or less. And think about all the close calls that Clemson has had. Back in January, you remember Braxton Beverly of NC State hitting the 3 at the buzzer to win it? That was nightmare number 1 right there. And the sad part about in that game, Clemson led 66-60 in the final minute. And then they followed it up with back-to-back 1-point losses to Miami and Louisville. Bad. And then this. Then they lose to North Carolina in the final play. And this is the 4th time this season in the ACC play that Clemson has lost in the final play of the game. If Clemson does not get in to the NCAA tournament, remember this game. Remember this. Clemson fans, you better listen to this. If Clemson doesn't get into the NCAA tournament, don't blame the ACC tournament for all this. I remember what happened against North Carolina on this day. And that's all you can say. And I just hope and pray that Roy Williams is going to be okay. Now, we've been all over the country today. We're going back to the American Athletic Conference. This game was a wild one. Memphis against Cincinnati. Memphis barely survived Cincinnati today, 71-69. Memphis did a lot better than Cincinnati today, if you look at the shooting access of it. Memphis 27-56 for 45.2%. Memphis 8-20 from beyond the arc. That's 40%. And yes, Memphis only had 10 free throw shots. They nailed 7 of them for 70%. Cincinnati from the field, they were weak. 22 of 57 from the field for 38.6%. From beyond the arc, Cincinnati only shot 4 of 19 for 21.1%. At the free throw line, Cincinnati only won 23 of 36 for 63.9%. Now, if you look at the other stuff, Cincinnati did out-rebound Memphis today, 38-31. Memphis out-assisted Cincinnati today, 16-11. Cincinnati had 9 steals in this game to Memphis' 2. Both teams had 4 block shots. Memphis committed 17 turnovers that killed them today. And there were also 3 technical fouls assessed in this game today, and 1 player got ejected. Apparently for fighting. I have not seen the film of it yet. I haven't seen the tape. I don't know what happened in that game. So I have no clue. If somebody could pass that information along to me, that would be terrific. Anyway, back to the game. Jaron Cumberland, 26.6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. Nysier Brooks, 13 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double for him, along with 1 block and 1 steal. Keith Williams, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 3 steals on this day. Now for Memphis. Jeremiah Martin, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block. Isaiah Maurice, 14.7 rebounds, 1 block shot on this day. Cincinnati coach Mick Cronin said after the game, this game was chippy from the start. We knew there was going to be fireworks because we knew Memphis wasn't going to go away. Memphis coach Penny Hardaway said after the game, we needed this game badly and we lost it. Now the only hope we have is winning the American Athletic Conference tournament if we want to get into the NCAA. We played bad. We had a chance to win it, and I'm just disappointed. And that's all you can say. Jaron Cumberland has said after the game, our team came together at the right time, and we got the job done. And now, all of a sudden, the American Athletic Conference tournament is looking more like it's going to be a Cincinnati-Houston affair for the title. It just doesn't seem to amaze me on how things can go in the blink of an eye in the American Athletic Conference tournament. All right, one last game on this day. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to head to the West Coast. I'm going to head west to the Mountain West Conference. Utah State shocks number 12 Nevada tonight, 81-76. And how in the world did this happen? For Utah State, here's what happened. Utah State went 24-51 from the field. That's 47.1%. Nevada from the field, they only went 24-66 for 36.4%. From beyond the arc, Utah State went 5 of 17 for 29.4%. Nevada, they only went 6 of 23 for 26.1%. At the free throw line, Utah State, 28 of 37 from the free throw line for 75.7%. Nevada went 22 of 34 from the free throw line for 64.7%. Nevada just out-rebounded Utah State 43-42. Utah State out-assisted Nevada 16-8. Now, Nevada had 7 steals in this game, but Utah State had 6, surprisingly. In the block shots department, Utah State had 5 block shots to Nevada's 4. Both teams had 11 turnovers today in this game tonight. Now, what about the individual performances? For Utah State, Sam Merrill, 29 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block shot. Namas Kuhita, I think that's how you pronounce it. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. A double-double for him today. Doggo Brits, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. An excellent performance for him on this day. Now, what about for Nevada? Caleb Martin, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 2 steals. I hate numbers like that in a losing effort. Cody Martin, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. I hate disappointing numbers like this. Trayshawn Thurman, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 steals. I hate numbers like that in a losing effort. Now, those are the big numbers. Now, Nevada did go on a 10-1 run with 4:05 left in the game. Nevada actually did make a game of it. They didn't go away. They didn't go down without a fight. But when Utah State went 7 of 8 from the free throw line and a layup in the final minute, you're going to lose. And this is a huge win for Utah State because according to ESPN's Joe Lunardi, he had Utah State as the first 4 out of the NCAA tournament. Howie Schwab of Fox Sports just said the same thing. Utah State's got a little bit more breathing room now, and they may be able to get into the NCAA tournament. If they get into the tournament, this is one of the reasons why. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's coming down to the nitty-gritty, folks. It's coming down to the nitty-gritty. All right. We talked about the games. Now let's hand out some awards. It's now time to hand out the Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Awards. We started out with the Indiana-Michigan State contest. And I got 3 awards to hand out. Justin Smith, 24 points, 4 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Devontae Green, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 assists, 3 steals, Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Juwan Morgan, he may have only had 7 points, but he had 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. I rarely do this, but you know what? I'm going to give him a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award because he saved the day. He was one of the reasons why Indiana won. Now for the Kentucky-Tennessee game. Now both these guys have been recipients before. Grant Williams, 24.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Jordan Bone, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You once again are a recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now, for the Wisconsin-Penn State game, I've only got 2 awards to hand out. Ethan Happ, 14.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Breven Pritzel, 17 points, 2 rebounds, off the bench, mind you. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Before we move on, now, for the UCF Houston contest, I got 3 awards to hand out. Colin Smith, 21.7 rebounds, 3 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Taco Fall, 13 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for you. Congratulations to you. You, sir, are a recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. B.J. Taylor, 11 points, 3 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Aubrey Dawkins, 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now for the Rutgers, Iowa contest. I got 4 awards to hand out again. Ron Harper Jr., 27 points, 5 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Montez Mathis, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Isa Tham, off the bench, 13 big points off the bench. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Caleb McConnell, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now for the North Carolina Clemson contest. All 3 of these guys have been recipients before, but they're going to get another one. Kobe White, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You once again are a recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Cameron Johnson, 19 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Luke May, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, a double-double for you in a big effort today. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now for the Cincinnati-Memphis game. I got 3 awards to hand out. Jaron Cumberland, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Nyjir Brooks, 13 points, 12 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. A double-double for you today. That is worthy of you. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Keith Williams, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And last but not least, for the Nevada-Utah State game, I have 3 awards to hand out. All of them for Utah State. Sam Merrill, 29 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Naimius Quita, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, a double-double for you today. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Diago Britz, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now, it is now time for my Games of the Day pick. There's going to be more than one winner in the Game of the Day pick. I'm probably going to have about 3 or 4. So let's see. The nominees are Indiana, Michigan State, Penn State, Wisconsin, UCF, Houston, North Carolina, Clemson, Memphis, Cincinnati, and Nevada, Utah State. You know what? I took Rutgers and Iowa out of the running because these 2 games were not close at all. Now the rules for Game of the Day, they have to be close games. So, let's see. I have 6 on here. I have 6 nominees, and I'm going to go with 2 winners. Let's see. Drum roll, please. The winners are Indiana, Michigan State. Indiana beats Michigan State today 63-62. And the other winner is UCF upsets number 8 Houston 69-64 and ends Houston's 33-game winning streak. Congratulations to my Game of the Day picks. You guys got the jobs done. Congratulations to all involved. And it was a big day in college basketball. Now, before I close out the show, I just want to let you guys know real quick. North Carolina beat Clemson today. Virginia was a big winner today over Pitt in the ACC, and Duke had no problem with Miami. So we're right back where we started on the day in the top 3 in the ACC. So there was not much movement there. In the Big 12, Kansas was a big winner over Oklahoma State today. Texas Tech took care of business today against TCU, and Kansas State had no problem today against Baylor. So the top 3 in the Big 12 remain the same. This is the top 3 in the Big 12. It's going to come down to a final week. And I said it last night. It's either going to be Kansas State or Texas Tech winning the Big 12. I don't think Kansas has a shot. Because right now, Kansas State is controlling their own destiny. And that's all there is to it. And the last time that Kansas and Kansas State shared the Big 12 title was back in 2013. This time around, Kansas State wants to win it outright. They want to be the undisputed champions of the Big 12 for the 2018-2019 season. Will it happen? That remains to be seen. And as far as the ACC goes, there is no movement at all. I'm telling you, folks, Virginia has got the best shot. Duke has to face North Carolina, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's officially March 3rd. It is officially Sunday morning, March 3rd, in the eastern part of the United States. We only got 1 week to go. We only got 1 weekend left, and then the conference tournaments will be here before you know it. There's still a lot of moving and shaking going on, and I'm going to tell you right now, be ready. Friday night, I may be going on the air early on Friday. I haven't decided yet, but there's just too many matchups over the weekend with way too much at stake. And with Michigan State losing today to Indiana and Michigan facing Maryland tomorrow, the Big Ten championship, if Maryland upsets Michigan, Purdue's going to be in the driver's seat to win the Big Ten crown. If Purdue loses one of the next two games, then we're going to be right back where we started. Now, Michigan State, Saturday night, 6 o'clock on ESPN. And immediately following that, at 8 o'clock, I think it's 6 o'clock for that game, then at 8 o'clock Eastern time in prime time, Duke, North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Will Zion Williamson be ready to go? He didn't play against Miami, but it didn't make a difference. Duke got the job done anyway. They had no problem taking care of Miami, and it was a big day. In the Big Ten race, I've already talked about that. In the Big 12, 3 teams still fighting for the Big 12. Kansas State right now controls their own destiny. Texas Tech can still jump in and take it away. Kansas, on the other hand, they've got to win out. They got to beat Oklahoma on the road. They barely survived Oklahoma State. And if that's any indication, Kansas is in trouble. And yes, they got Baylor at home to close out the season. But right now, Kansas State controls their own destiny, and they know it. Xavier Sneed, Barry Brown Jr., and Dean Wade got the job done tonight against Baylor. And that was a big win for them on this Saturday. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the final week. The final regular season edition of the Scott Manning YouTube College Basketball Show. I'll be around for the conference tournaments. Yes, I will have the latest up-to-date information on the conference tournaments. I'm not going to worry about the smaller tournaments. I'm not going to worry too much about that because there's too much confusion. I am going to be mainly focusing on the ACC, the Big East, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the SEC, and I may throw in the American Athletic Conference in there for good measure. And I might even throw in the Mid-American, might even throw in the MAC. So this way my sister will leave me alone. But what a season it's been so far. We got 1 week to go. We got 1 weekend left. And Friday night, I'm probably going to be coming on the air early because there's just too much at stake, and everybody and everybody's cousin knows it. Bottom line is this. With everything on the line and everybody talking, what will happen when the national championship, when the conference tournaments get underway here in about a week and a half? Seeding is there's a lot still to be decided. It's not over yet. And like Yogi Berra used to say, it ain't over until it's over. Or in this house, or in our house, when it comes to sports, me and my sister have an old saying. It ain't over until I start singing. And that's how I'm going to close the show tonight. Oh, Sonio! I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding with you. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have to do is type my name down, scroll down, look for this pretty face, and you'll see all the sports videos I have done so far. Thank you guys so much for being with me here on this Saturday night, Sunday morning. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and thank you.